Haven't you ever had that feeling to see or bring at least some of your wildest imagination to life at some point of your lifetime? Or certain things that you always wanted to be felt, touched, or experienced for real and not just in your dreams? Here I am to fulfill at least some of your wildest dreams actually come true. Well, but before that you should know my story. It was during my training period, but one day my senior architecture teacher asked me a question that what would I like to do other than architecture? And yes, this made me realize my interest for the EVGC field and thought, I'm definitely gonna do something out of this for my thesis. And then, fortunately one day, I came across a proposal in the city of Hyderabad to boost the field of animation and gaming industry put forth by the Telangana government, occupying about 30 acres of land at Hyderabad's locality Fredur. Now comes the question, why? Why is it essential? Let's check it out. India in the recent few years has become a major destination for outsourcing animation and VFX projects. But with less knowledge in this field, we always have to depend upon other foreign employees and firms, and hence, major cities in India has taken an initiative for developing institutes, studios, etc. in the AVGC field for the better future. It is also essential because the Indian population needs to be dependent upon major companies even when most of the important developers are from India itself, and as a result, our contribution is nowhere to be heard. Apart from setting up the employment and educational opportunities as mentioned earlier, I thought, why not the public? What if I introduce the public like you, me, and all those who knows nothing regarding the animation and gaming field, but have had always been so much curious to know the behind scenes, and yeah, why not? What if I help create a social platform for people to spread their ideas, or an interactive zone that will serve as an epicenter of research and development as well as the production of animation and gaming related technology all under one roof? And hence, identifying spaces to attract the public or to add more life to the city came the next task, and after so much of research works, these were the spaces listed. The site and the surroundings. The 30 acres of land got divided with the development of a service road, splitting the land into 17 and 13 acres. The site is a part of HMDA and is a renowned IT suburb, so one can predict the kind of development that happens here. The metro line, the airport, the railway station, everything comes under the close proximity to the site. The metro line being 200 meters away from the site helps to ease the mode of transport for the pedestrian and helps bring in more public to the city. The 17 acres of land is considered as phase 1 and the other as phase 2. The division of land actually did help me zone spaces much easier, and I could clearly choose the smaller land for the institution and the bigger and the more active site for the interactive space. Since the digital city function as one, a connection has to be maintained between the two phases, and for which a flyover has been proposed, and the land beneath will be used for maintaining the connection between the two sites. One thing I made sure before I were to start the master plan was to incorporate more of green areas and less of roads, as the surroundings seem to be very dry and with no landscape. Now, let's check out the zoning for the phase 2, which is the institution of the digital city. On entering, what you see on either of the two sides are the parking areas for the visitors, staff, etc., with beautifully pedestrianized landscapes, especially for the students. The admin block is what that comes in the front row, followed by separate institutes for animation and the gaming, and a common central library. The amphitheater has been placed in the center, connecting the two to serve as a common interactive platform and also to ease the accessibility for all the user category that comes and goes within the institution. Hostel facilities for boys and girls separated by the canton comes on the right, and the common auditorium, the service and the stationery block comes on the left. Separate service entry has been taken into consideration. Also here, some open or convertible land has been left behind right in front of the auditorium for maintaining a connection between the two sides and also can make use of it whenever in need. Moving on to the floor plans. Now what you see here is the enlarged view of the Phase 1 planning. Once you enter, on the right what you see is the exhibition space and on the left is the sculpture garden. After dropping off, either one may take a U-turn or go park in the basement as per the requirement, and this road leads to the basement car parking. Separate service entry has been worked out from the high-tech city road, which can also be used in case of emergency. Now what you see here are the basement 1 car parking, and this is the ramp that leads to the basement 2. And in total, the Phase 1 alone can accommodate up to 1,605 four-wheeler parking. I've named the podium level as the floor of entertainment where the public is free to make visits on a daily basis. This level has the gaming center for both the adults and the kids category, which is led by the amphitheater to a huge gathering space and from there to the gaming centers. Now this gathering space has been covered by almost 20-meter tall huge structure, let's say a dome like structure which gets digitalized at night and also during special occasions. The gaming center houses facilities like the cafeteria, waiting lounge, pool table rooms, mini theater, physical games, escape game rooms for both category, the DJ corner, toilet facilities, etc., ensuring the best possible experience for gaming, making it different from the normal gaming center we see, which only has the PlayStation or gaming desktops. The gaming arena is for conducting competitions and holding live venues. The exhibition space is for exhibiting the animated related media, and the sculpture garden has the sculptures of all popular entertainment media exhibited and are blended with the landscape with separate pedestrianized walkways for the people to interact and or to see their fictional characters come for real. The ultimate objective of the government is to make Hyderabad the animation capital of the world and consider 2nd February as the official animation day. Ground floor plan. Now we have moved on to the most interesting part of the digital city and also my personal favorite space. I'd like to describe the ground floor to be the floor of amusement. Here the public is allowed to make visits twice in a week. That's 4 times a day. Let me just brief out what my concept is all about. I never liked the idea of using the walls just for the purpose of separating one room from the other, completely enclosing the space, and they are always left unnoticed. When architecture is more interactive with moving or flashing elements, a relationship between the blinking and the attention is created, and it helps an observer to make decisions about what they remember, what they perceive, or where to go next. Separate entry for the public and the daily users is what that you see here. The public is allowed to take only the ramp. On entering, what you see is the hall of amusement, where you're allowed to adjust your focus and understand the space because of the immersed scale. Every element in here has been composed to support and control the audience's focus. For example, the circular patterns you see here are designed in a way to subconsciously align the people along these patterns, as this is also the space where an introduction to the public is made regarding the entertainment that awaits them. The digital museum you see here is a very large hall wherein I've tried to make the best use of architecture to create an artificial environment with real-world image in such a way that an observer suspends beliefs and accepts it as a real environment. Now, these conceptualized pictures here gives you an idea of the digital museum. And then the public is made to pass through a passage with low ceiling height when compared to the 5-meter ceiling height of the digital museum. They then reach the demonstration hall. Now this is where the public and also the students gets to interact with the professionals and to share or exhibit their ideas before them. The public then gets to know the steps involved in the making process with the demonstration made by the professionals. Also, you can see the student art display, the public library, the coffee corner, modeling workshop, motion capture lab, etc. So everybody has something of their interest zone to check on. What awaits them next is the bumper car riding experience, a 200-meter riding experience on water. Yes, water that has been artificially created with the real-world image. This circle here marks the starting point and this one marks the finishing point of the ride. These two are the control or the service rooms for the same. Now this picture here gives a conceptual idea of the bumper car riding experience. After the wonderful riding experience, the public is again made to pass through a passage with low ceiling height and reaches another huge hall. Here, the public gets to participate or try all that they've learned and understood from the demonstration hall, and also has a small commercial zone, a mini museum exhibiting all the valuables from the movies, cartoons, advertisements, newspapers, etc. Wouldn't it be exciting if you get a chance to fly alone and see what's beyond? The final and the most exciting of all is that one gets to fly. That too, the experience of flying alone to far away places, sitting inside the individually designed simulators. The 2nd to the 5th level plan are exclusively for the production unit. Each floor houses 600 workspaces, which gives a total of 2,400 workspaces on adding all the 4 levels. The workspace has been arranged both formally and informally, taking into consideration the mindset of different people, and this results in improving the qualitative production of the company. Recreational spaces like the fitness center, a cafeteria when in need of a tea break, game rooms, etc. has been facilitated for boosting the energy of the employees. All the technical rooms that will be required during the production has been provided, as this has been among one of the most main problems the employees has been facing. Skybridge. Skybridge starts from the 2nd to the top floor level, running in random directions, which can be considered as one of the most interesting features when looking from the ground floor level to the top. Skybridges can also be used to hold discussions or those who needs to be isolated for producing unique ideas. What I actually have tried to achieve is to mimic the appearance of a real-world image and present it before a human eye. Also for the people to understand the interior quality of space. A chance for those who always wanted to know the magical process of creation, and to build spaces which promote social exchange to create potential for learning and experimenting, and many more.